Hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. Oh, beautiful. It's did it again. Every time. Sorry guys, 1 second. You got a black screen. This has been the bane of my existence recently. Let me just restart this real quick. It's always great. Then I press my little intro and it goes away. There we go. Now you guys can see. Puts to the bottom here so you get all the cool stuff. There we go. We'll load everybody. All right, welcome. Thank you so much, guys, for jumping in and watching us live. I'm gonna do my best to mute my mic every time I cough. I am still sick, unfortunately, so I will be coughing basically every 20 seconds or when I laugh. So I'll be trying to mute my mic as much as I can. I want to say thank you so much to the channel partners. They'll be displayed at the top right corner, but also listed down in the description down below. Feel free to go and check them out as well, as you might find some fancy discount codes where you can save some money on some stuff. So hopefully you can check that out, and yeah, hopefully you enjoy it. Discount codes we have on down there are for, you might find one for Pimax. You're going to find one for actually the PU Air Korea one is expired, but you might find one for Contrail. So a bunch of stuff down there. The hardware today, guys, we're using a lot of hardware. We're using Honeycomb Bravo with Pro Desk Sim CRJ throttle levers, which you'll find a discount code in the description for. We're using the PU Air Korea CDU version 2, I believe it is, with the CRJ faceplate. We're using the Winwing PAP3 and both EFISes, although for the RJ we're just using the PAP3 portion of it. We're using the Moza yoke and the Winwing Skywalker rudder pedals. My mount's about to fall off my desk. Let me go push this back in here.
Crew boarding starting.
Thank you. There we go. My FMS was about to fall off my table there. Anyways, thank you guys so much for stopping in. Thank you to my channel members as well. Appreciate all you guys. You guys are going crazy already with the likes. Be sure to subscribe as well, and we're going to get this show on the road. We're going to say hi to Dominic. Welcome. Thanks for flying along, Dominic, as well. David, welcome. Mr. Flight Sim Gaming, hello. How you doing, good sir? Hope you're doing well. We're in your favorite airplane today. Ian, have you considered switching to filtered cigarettes? Hope you're feeling somewhat better. I haven't thought of that. No, I haven't thought about that. I don't know how I've been sick for a week and a half. I was sick on my trip. It's been a week of like a runny nose. I don't even know how that's possible. I probably caught like 18 viruses or something.
Your passenger's bus is coming.
All right, so I don't know why there's a crew bus coming when the gate is literally right there, but anyways, GSX will do its GSX things. Anyways, we're in the CRJ 900, the absolute best aircraft in the simulation. That's not, but unfortunately, but it's pretty good to me. Anyways, we're going to 900. We're going to be taking this airplane from Toronto, Quebec, and then possibly from Quebec either back to Toronto or back to Montreal. I forgot to do the MK Studios Montreal update, but whatever. I'm sure it's still fine. We're going to be in the Hughes texture mod. This is the 4K Hughes texture mod livery. Dominic helped me set this up in finding the right one for 2024, and we're in a turnaround state. This aircraft has already flown today. It's been sitting on the ramp for the last 2 hours. The last crew brought it in, reported a maintenance problem, and they got it all sorted out. I'm just building some storylines for you guys. That's kind of how real world goes. But it's all been figured out. We looked at the journey log number 2, and everything looks good in there, and everything's been signed off and worked on by maintenance. So there's no MEL. They've cleared all that, so we're good to go. Hop in the flight deck here. We'll be flying from the right hand side. Real quick, I'll turn the camera on. You guys can see here we have our Winwing PAP3, the thrust levers of the Honeycomb Bravo. I couldn't get my other camera to work, but down there is my CDU by PU Air Korea. Absolute amazing CDU to use. And oh, I just noticed this is a black screen as well. Let me fix this for you on this camera screen. Game capture, add existing, Microsoft. There we go. All right, let's bring that back to the bottom. There you go. And then on this side, we have our Moza yoke with my CRJ profile. So that's what we're doing there. There you go. So we'll leave the cameras off. Let's go take a quick look-see. This is in a turnaround state, as I said. Really quickly, we're going to take a look at the EFB here. We'll go flight plan. I'm going to re-import it. We're not going to send it. I'm going to type it in manually. And we're going to set the payload and fuel. We'll go to performance, return. This is all set. They got us loaded with 8650 on the fuel. The flight plan calls for 8650 on the fuel. That's good. Our landing weight is predicted at 67 grand. That's great because Simbrief usually overloads us. So that's actually good that it's not going to be an overweight landing this time. That's all good. Set payload and simulator. We'll enter on that as well. While we're here, might as well do, it's going to be a flat bait dry takeoff, so we'll just set all, and I'll leave it on this screen for our takeoff data for later. Okay, looking at the rough overhead panel setup. Battery's on, ground power is on, everything is deselected. The APU gen is off as the APU is off. We don't have to test anything. It's a through flight, so we don't have to do any tests. It's already been tested. Let me know, guys, if the sounds are good. Is my mic too loud, too low? Is the game too loud, too low? Do you even hear the game? You guys let me know. Maybe you don't hear the game. There, you should hear it now. There we go. You probably hear it now. Let me know if it's too loud. Nav lights on.
Connor traffic, United 265 setting on the left, heading
wait for that guy.
to the subs on the RLS.
Got a little lower for you guys. There we go. Nav lights on. That's all fine. Everything else there is off. Everything here is deselected. Anti-ice cross bleed is normal. You only really use that in an abnormal engine out situation, really. Is the only time I've seen it used, real world wise. Bleed valves are an auto, so none of this matters. If this switch is in auto, you can do whatever you want here. As long as that's auto, nothing will happen. So we leave this like that. Closed in both engines. APU's off. People are going to start complaining it's too cold, so why don't we go ahead and start the APU. Little note for real world stuff. If you had a ground air cart connected, which would be connected back here, we'd actually have to get ground crew to take the air off, and then we can throw the packs on. So you can start the APU with the air connected, but you can't turn the packs on with the ground air cart, as it's a limitation of the ground air cart apparently, where we can overload the pressure of the cart. So I'll click the left switch there, APU power fuel. The bit test just completed, LCV open, SOV open, the gauges have appeared, the door is open. We'll go and press the start button. And I'll give you guys some outside Boris Audio Works sounds here. You guys are going crazy in the comments. I was planning this flight for tonight, but feeling under the weather. Finally, everyone's been sick in the house. Yeah, man, I've been sick for so long. Feel free to come fly with us, though. If you're going to fly there or fly back with us, that'd be awesome if you can join us. I read your brain. I'm like, not veal, not a margarita pizza. Oh, Toronto, Quebec. That's what he's doing. Well, WX Watch says, good to see everyone today. Hey, thank you for joining in. Universe, welcome, welcome. My best sport voice, mama. Yeah, we're sick about a month ago for 2 weeks. Sounds like the same thing. Yeah, I think it's been going around. It's almost like a COVID thing, or I don't even know what's going on. David says, sounds good. Agreed, you're totally fine. For real. Let's get back in the cockpit here. Gonna take a look at our FMS. As I said, guys, I'm using the PU Air Korea CDU for this. We're going to click index. Oh, maybe I'm not using the PR because it's the buttons don't seem to be working. There we go. Let's try it again. Oh, it's working there, but it's not showing the actual screen changing. Unless I did the wrong screen. Uh-oh, that might have been my fault. I think I have a fix for this, guys. Stand by. This is on my end. This is not a sim problem. Okay, we're going to load that one in there. There we go. That was my fault. Execute. Alright, now we're in business, guys. Index, FMS control, just going to verify that we're set to magnetic heading. The FMSs are synced. Next, we'll go to position initialization. The crew left the IRS switches on. However, what we do on a through flight is we're going to go off, off, nav, within 5 seconds, and we're going to do a nice quick alignment here. Real quick, the APU has started as well, so let's go ahead and press the electric button here to verify. You can see the power from the APU is good. The generator is off. We'll go up to the overhead panel and turn our APU generator to auto. And now you can see that the generator is providing all the power. The external power has been disconnected from the system there. We'll press electric once again. That all looks fine on the DC system side. Back to the overhead panel. Deselect the ground air or ground power switch, and we can disconnect the actual cart. We can tell them to remove the cart with our hand signal there. Alright, now that's being done, there's people usually start complaining pretty quickly in real life, more the flight attendants, about temperature. So why don't we go ahead and set our temperature. I'm just ballparking, and we'll throw the packs on there so they can get some air. Alright. Next page, GNSS 1, previous page, throw it in the hungry boxes. Alright, flight plan.
Also traffic, yeah, United 265 short final,
We're going from Toronto to Quebec City. I don't know why I'm blanking on the airport code there. Alright, the alternate today. Alternate's going to be Montreal, unfortunately. I'm just kidding. Alright, flight number 77. I don't know why the text keeps popping up again. 778. It's like double texting. That's weird. 80. Oh, I think I might know why that's happening. Let's go to the iPad real quick. Let's turn off this acceleration. I do like it. We'll turn that one on, that one on. I'll leave that one off, actually. And we'll go back. There we go. Alright, first waypoints. The way we type in waypoints in the CRJ is waypoints first, then SIDS and stars and runways and all that. So first thing is IPTOS. Nope, it's still double typing everything, which is super strange. IP200 it does. S. That's going to be very annoying. Q921. That's the via the airway. To PSAC, P-E-S-A-C. Oh my god, this is like incredible. I'm not even going to use it anymore. We're just going to use this. PSAC. By the time I finish that, there we go. And the PSAC 4 arrival. So, departure arrival. Let me get a quick look at the weather today. I don't think there's anybody online VATSIM today, unfortunately. Nope, nobody online for us, so... The wind is 310, 19 gusts and 27. This is a day they might actually be using the 33s, so let me quickly take a look at FlightAware. Yeah, they are. They're using the 33, so we're going to go departure arrival 33 right, and we're taking the Verto 7. Previous page, Verto 7 via IPTOS. We'll execute that. Departure arrival. It's going to be the PSAC 4 via... there is no via, there's going to be via PSAC, so we'll execute that. No runway just yet. We're going to get to that point once we do that in our arrival preparation in cruise. Flight plan. Perf. Cruise altitude today is 37,000, F370. Alternate cruise of 20,000. Throw that in there. And we got a fuel of 8610. I've mentioned a lot of times where this is not the right real number. We wouldn't copy the real number in there, but we have the minus for APU, but it doesn't sound modeled, so.
November, taxiing November, Alpha to Delta Tango, passing 249er.
Zero fuel at 63,385. We'll throw it in there. That was weird. Fuel plus 0 fuel weight equals the gross weight. Next
Right there,
page. IC deviation of +2. And we got tailwinds all the way. +65, +58, +43. I like to see that. Well, if we got tailwinds flying east, then we're not going to use 6. We're probably going to use the other one, which will be an RNAV arrival. So hopefully the weather's okay for that. Our reserve fuel today, 1484. Estimated time of departures, let's see, it's 21:49, probably 22:05. Actually, yeah, should be okay. 400 for the taxi. Perf, it's going to be probably a 48 or a 48 flex. Let me just check on the flex temp. And 47, oh, look at that, sneaky. We're going to do 47. There you go. VNAV, climb 287.7. Cruise. We'll be cruising today. Where's top of a climb? There it is. 241.75. 241/.75. Going there. 4.0. Radio. Auto. Don't have a squawk code. Next page, we're going to type in JZA7780. Goes in there. MFD menu. We're flying from the right. We want VNAV. Left side will get on. Turn off the airports. And I'm going to actually put missed approach as well, just for me there. Flight plan copy active. Flight plan copy active on the second side. And let me get caught up with the comments here, guys. You're pushing a few minutes down, Roger. We're basically ready to go. Just waiting on the baggage here. Make sure you land and don't turn back, eh? Don't want any unhappy... Go back, yeah. We won't do that. Oh, man, I hate being sick. 33 ready for departure. Are we there yet? Nope. Nope. I mean, we're almost done our bag, so this is good, looking good. Should I do a PA? Thank you for all the subscriptions, guys, and likes. Appreciate all you guys here. The door would be open, and you'd probably tap on something and say, get the FA's attention. But hey, can I do a PA? And just want to make sure that the other flight attendant isn't there doing their emergency briefing at the wing, over wing exits there. And they'd say, yeah, go ahead. And so you go over here, you click that over to PA. You click the PA button, which shouldn't chime. It should go ding dong, and then you'd have to hold the push to talk, which is either here or here. You can hold it either direction there, and that's how you'd give a PA to the people in the back. That's about it. Let's set up our PFDs here, guys. So we're going to go up to 5,000 feet. A heading of 3. I actually don't memorize the runway heading. I think it's like 327. 327. Maybe I do memorize it. All right, 327. That's been set. We got our V speeds all plugged in there. We're gonna need our MDA. Why are we in hectopascal? Let's change that. There we go. I'm gonna press the B button so it all gets auto set because I don't want to scroll the knob. MDA. This is used for our level off height. So we're gonna set 1570, which is 1,000 feet above the airport elevation. It's not really we're not really going to level off per se, but what we're going to do is accelerate at that altitude. So instead of holding our V2 plus 10 to 20 all the way, once we pass this altitude in ASL, which is roughly 1,000 AGL, we're going to, instead of targeting this plus 10 to 20, we're going to start targeting this speed here, our VT speed. Alright, so boarding's completed. I don't know where that chime is. That's not a real chime, but anyways, let's get some of the before start stuff done. APU is on. There we go. Hydraulic pump can come on. I said on. No smoking can or seatbelts and no smoking already on. Our landing elevation. If you guys don't know where it is, to find it, go index, database, YYQB. Bottom right corner, elevation of 250. So I have to set this number to 250. It's easier in real life because you can look at the screen, but I'm going to go left shift and scroll 1, 2, 3. 400, way too much. One big scroll with left shift, we're at 280 and 260. Alrighty, that's been done. This all looks good over here. And we're just going to wait with our doors page open. A couple of the doors are still open there, so we shall wait on that. Let me know how the sounds are, guys. Please do tell me if the sounds are good. Boarding completed. Let's go before pushback and departure. Hopefully they'll close the doors for me. No icing treatments required. It's not icing conditions, but whatever. It's not icing conditions at all. Mr. CST, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for stopping by. Hope you're doing well.
We are ready for pushback.
No, you're not. You're not even hooked up yet. Ready for pushback means I can call and get a clearance. Ready for pushback, not even not even connected. Sounds are 5 out of 5. Roger.
Departure checks completed. Bypass pin inserted.
Thank you. If my computer gets a virus with all of this coughing, I swear, yeah, dude, I am sick, man. I'm coughing every like 25 words. But we're gonna keep her going for you because I haven't been streaming the RJ for a while, so let's bring the brightness down a little bit here. You don't need full brightness. Bring that down a little bit. Bring that up a little bit. Bring that down a little bit. Perfect. We can close that door. Awesome. I thought GSX would auto close these doors, but I guess not. So let me just go over here. I'll do it myself. Close, 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 close. Remove the chocks. We're gonna go nose to the right.
Release parking brakes, please.
Alright. So, the doors are closed. The fuel pumps can get thrown on. The beacon light can get turned on. The steering switch is off. The transponder can get set to number 2. And the parking brake can be released.
Commencing push.
Oh, you know what I didn't do? I didn't set my V-Pilot push to talk to my yoke. Let me go do that real quick. And I should be on 19.3. No, not 19.3. 18.7. Draw traffic chaz 77780, pushing gate 107. Back to the stat page. They don't like us starting engines on that big turn, so we're going to hold that off. The trim was 6.2 from memory here. 6.2. We're going to forego all the briefings, guys, unless you want a full, a full brief. You do let me know if you want that. But we'll keep it arcadey today.
Toronto traffic, Rouge, 1950, pushing back from gate.
Ready to consider thinking about pushback.
Facing southwest.
Yeah, ready to consider about it.
Toronto traffic.
Vert, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Gonna get us all sick through the through the internet. Yeah. Make sure you're all up to date with your boosters. Yeah. Don't think the pilot's wearing the mask. Dude, wearing a mask with flying and wearing a mask sucks, especially with glasses. It's awful. The parking brake is set with the message there. It's the worst thing ever. Yo, love the CRJ. Thanks for dropping in, Matthew. Welcome. Alright, let's go ahead and spool number 2 first, as it's not a first flight a day. First flight's the left engine, but the regular through flights are number 2. So let's go number 2. Alright, we got the engine start message there. Right engine start. We're going to press our chrono to start our timer here, which means... There we go. It needs 1 million clicks. We're looking for an N2 of 20% and ITT below 120. And with that, we can go and add our fuel. Give you guys a view here so you guys can listen to it.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start. You can disconnect.
Ladies and gentlemen, please pay attention, as we will now display the safety features of this aircraft. When the seatbelt sign is illuminated, insert the metal fittings into the buckle and tighten the straps.
Beautiful sounds. Boris did an amazing job. Let's go and start number 1. 45 seconds to start. That's good. We'll do one from the flight deck here, unless you guys want. We'll hear it. We'll do it so we hear it. We would start a timer.
Unlocking gear.
Left engine start. You got 90 seconds with the starter running. After 90 seconds, the starter must be stopped to prevent wear and tear. It should start or cut out though by itself at 50 and 2. Sim's a little delay. There's left auto ignition. We'll head back there for the view.
Tow truck disconnected. Bypass pin removed.
Place the mask over your nose and mouth. Slip the elastic
Left is
strap
clear,
over your
right
head
is clear.
And breathe normally. In case of a water
Toronto
accident,
traffic, Rouge
lenses are
1950 is
located
going to be
under your
taxiing
seat.
the Alpha
Secure
Kilo
your
Alpha
seatbelt
Bravo
and pull on the red
Zebra
strap
Delta
inflated.
for
As we
Rouge
prepare to take
1950.
Tom, you're ruining my engine start. I'm joking. I don't care.
Your seat is upright. Your tray table is
Mathis says, will the airline start mass hiring anytime soon? I'm at 211 hours working on commercial. Absolutely no idea. The airlines hire with ebbs and flows. They hire sometimes, they don't hire sometimes. It's all based off of the need. Right now, with the economic situations all over the place being a little weird, the hiring is slowed. But I'm not sure. I'm sure once the majors hire and suck all the regional pilots up, the regionals will hire the instructors, and then it's just a big vacuum from the top. So you need the big boys to hire, and then it all cascades, if that makes sense. All right, both engines have been started up. There's no icing. They got rid of the 200 wing anti-ice, so we don't even need the wing anti-ice, even if it's not raining. So that's all good. The electric page looks good. Next page over here looks good as well. And we can go ahead and grab the APU off, the aft cargo on, the probes on. The steering is confirmed to be still off, the flight control button. I'm going to lock my office chair wheels so I don't slip and slide when I check my rudder. We go full left, neutral, full right, neutral. That'd be a captain thing as well. Status page, nose with steering, parking brake, taxi light. Alright, let's get going here, guys. Airplane shouldn't need any thrust to get moving. I haven't added any. You can see it's slowly starting to creep, and that's a very realistic thing. It does do that. It's very quick on two engines, without even, like, once you get going, even at idle, you'll still be maintaining 20 knots on ground. Easy. We're taxiing to 33, so you guys are going to make sure I don't auto taxi to runway 23. We'll probably take Alpha Kilo, Alpha to Delta. They might give us Bravo Delta. Well, we'll take Alpha, whatever. I'm going to take lane 6, I believe is this first left coming up here. Toronto Traffic Jazz 77780 is taxiing runway 33 right via lane 5, correction lane 6, Alpha Kilo Alpha Delta, short 33 right. Whoa, my rudder's a little sensitive there. Oh, I think my, that's weird. I see I should have my traffic installed so you guys can see the right airlines. But I guess I have to reinstall it because everybody's a white airplane, so I think that's Dominic right there. Lonnie says Stereo cockpit. The way my nose is shaped, mask plexiglasses equals permanent fog. Yes, it does. You know what? I'm gonna transition lane 5. That way Dom can push, and the RJ and the aprons transitioning lane 5 so the 320 can push. There we go. It's a very common thing. We do that all the time. Well, not on our own accord. We have to be cleared for it, but they'll get us to switch lanes like that just so guys can push if they want to. Oh, you know what I didn't grab? There we go. Let's grab our flight director to the right. That's why we do a briefing. No briefings, no checklists. This isn't a made for real life. This is just for funsies. So I hope you guys are enjoying it. I'm ready to runway? Oh, mine might be someone else. Okay. Guy just ditched me, man.
1950 is going to be letting up runway 33 right, Toronto.
See, I've been idle this whole time. We're maintaining 13 knot ground speed. There's actually a little bit of brake, so we do these turns nice and smoothly. We don't topple that phase over. These nice big turns, you want to take under 10 if you can help it. Or make it at least a wide turn so it's nice and smooth. You can go faster if you do that. Wait, this isn't real life? Thought you were streaming with meta glasses. Dude, I wish. That'd be awesome. We were having a chat about that actually the other day. It was like, that would be so cool if people are allowed to do that. There'd obviously be a lot of restrictions on that, but I think it would introduce a lot of people or bring a lot of people into the aviation sphere that they weren't even thinking about before. If they saw what we did on a daily basis. Alright, we're on the straightaway here. Let's go flap 8. We'll grab our auto cross flow.
And Toronto traffic, Rouge 1950 is going to be departing runway 32 right on the Vertical 7 departure to the north.
Full left. Full right.
Good boy. Toronto traffic.
Oh no.
Rouge,
Full down.
7095 joining ILS.
Full up.
Or left approach for approximately 10 mile final. Toronto.
It's going to be runway 33 right, heading at 327, 2,100 feet, then a right turn 340, vector first waypoint Vivid up to 5,000. There's no ATC, so I'll vector myself. Flap 8 is set, required and set and indicating there, so we're all good to go. These are the, by the way guys, I've seen a lot of streams recently, like a lot of people have been streaming the RJ, which is pretty cool, but they have a lot of messages and all sorts of things going on. Make sure the door's closed, and these are only 6 messages you see at this point, and then once we get to the runway, we're going to press our stat button, and that's going to box those messages up. It's going to put them in a little box, in a little message box, and it kind of coordinates, it kind of throws them away a little bit, but if something else happens, it'll pop that message box back open with the latest new status. So these are the only things you should see on this page at this time. Love it. We had a Halls during cruise. Gotta ask the FAA for a Halls. There's a Flare pilot who uses them on Instagram. Yeah, different airlines have different rules. Different countries have different rules too. Alright, we're gonna start slowing down here. Take the next right turn. That's Victor. There's Delta here. Toronto traffic, Jazz 7780s lining up runway 33 right, Toronto.
Toronto traffic, Rouge 1950, passing through flight level 4000, going direct. Is that?
Guys been flying in Europe too much. Alright. Clear left. Clear right. Takeoff config is okay.
Toronto traffic, Rouge 7095 is 10 mile final.
Might as well throw the rest of these on. We'll get our lineup checks here. Status. Box them up. Everything is good to go. We're going to press our toga button on the runway center line, guys. We do that because in real world, the airplane, as soon as you press those buttons, it used to, at least, now there's GPS, but it have to do with updating and the IRS position. So you want to make sure that it's on the runway center line when you update it. That's a Bombardier thing. But now the GPS updates it regardless, but still a good practice.
765, pushing stand 162.
Alright, toga button. TOTO. You guys ready to go? Let me put the cameras on. Almost forgot about that. There we go. We're going to run up to 70 to 75 N1. Not 50 in the RJ. There we go. Give you guys a nice cool view. Let me go back because it's going to get windy, so I'll have to focus in here. Although it did sound pretty cool. There's 80 in checked. It's actually not that windy at all. V1, rotate. Nice, good lag off the start. Great. Gear up. Speed mode. Climb 153. Nav mode. Heading FMS2's armed. FMS2 captured. There's 600 feet. We'll engage the autopilot. Oh, it didn't work because I forgot the bug was still here. Re-engage the yaw dampeners and re-engage the autopilot. There we go. Autopilot engaged. What do you got? Ice. That's interesting. All right. Wings and cowls on. There's not icing condition at all. We'll throw you on. We're going to go and accelerate here to our VT speed. 196. I'll target 200. And we're looking for V2 plus 12, and we're going to go flap 1. There's that right turn 340. I'm so happy that Aerosoft fixed that. Let's go flap 1. And then we're looking for VT minus 15. We'll go flap 0. Alright, so 1 has been indicated. VT minus 15, flap 0.
Toronto traffic, Rouge 7095. It's 5 mile final, ILS 33 right. Toronto.
I'm going to keep it at 200 knots just because the noise in Toronto is no turns below 3,600. So I want to get up as quick as I can. We're going to go climb thrust. There's through the noise. We'll accelerate 250. And we'll give ourselves a right turn with heading mode. Up to 7,000 is pretty usual for us. Heading mode 250 and a right turn towards Vivid. I'm going to give myself direct Vivid. That looks good, although it's going to do some... Let's cancel mod. In this sim, you got to do it through here, which is not correct. But anyways, FMS 2's captured. We'll sync our heading bug to where we're going. Passing 230 knots, the wings can come off. We're not icing. Actually, we'll leave the cowls on for that.
American at 765, taxi runway 23 via Delta, Alpha.
Oh, there's one throttle that's not in the climb. There we go. Okay. What? Don't know why it wanted to turn right. Let's not do that. Or sorry, turn left. We got to turn right. Vivid over Vivid. Execute. Let's just go directed to evac at this point. Oh, you know what it is? I think it's the Hughes mod. Alts cap. I'm just going to go heading mode so at least the flight director gives me some right information. And we're going to level at 7,000, bringing my thrust back here for it. Get a lot of freezing, which isn't cool. Man, this flight director's all over the place. How is it centering as I'm turning? That's doesn't make sense. And that flight director doesn't even get me level either. Yeah, they got a lot of work to do on this still. But what I think it is the Hughes mod, because I was helping Dom the other day, and the autopilot was doing some really messed up stuff. But what we can do to try it is we're gonna press. We're still alts capping somehow. Heading mode. I'm gonna press the autopilot on. Okay, we're gonna go Verto. Execute. Then we're going to go Verto through this page, execute. Then we're going to click nav. FMS2 armed. Alright. You good? Still not holding the altitude, but whatever. Let's just go the cruise. What did we say that was? 370. Climb 250, and we're going to slowly increase our power. Don't just shove it to climb, because everybody in the back's going to go for a ride. Skill issue. Best go around reason ever. That was awesome. Alright, so we've slowly increased our power. Let's keep increasing into the climb detent. And there we go.
Did I just hear a skill issue?
Yeah, you did.
Comment and Toronto traffic Rouge, correction, Rouge 7095, climbing through 1000, turning left, setting 180.
Toga, thanks Ian for the emojis as well. Appreciate you. I'm going to turn the cameras off here. Once we're through that layer, I'll throw the cowls off. And let's go ahead and do the after takeoff because we got pretty busy with that autopilot there. So, by two people is always nice to have. All right, we're through the weather. No ice light cowls can come off there. through 10,000 feet. Lights out. Pressurization is checked. Let's get these lights off as well. The pressurization's checked. It's been relatively smooth. I'm thinking belts auto if you're happy with that. Let them go.
Rouge 7095 is now descending 2,000.
And we would have
left turn
125 set there, but that's fine.
The ILS 33 right at left tag.
Bring that brightness down a little bit there. I think maybe Johan, we're going to say Johan had to go miss because he was watching the stream, putting in all the cool emojis for us, so thank you for that. Joey Curtis, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. Harris, welcome. This isn't DCS. Was a new CRJ update? Unfortunately, no. Let's also accelerate, guys. Let's go vertical speed, 1,500. We're going to excel 280 knots. There we go. And I'm also going to go here, first of all, turn the brightness down. And second of all, we're going to turn the knob turn acceleration on the altitude off, save options. There we go. I like vertical speed to accelerate after 10 better as a real life technique I use, just because if you go speed mode and scroll it to 280, the airplane in real life and in the sim sometimes basically just levels off. And it might level off for a little bit, so ATC is like, well, you should be climbing. We gave you a climb instruction, you should be holding at least, 1,000 a minute. We're getting close. Let's increase this vertical speed a little bit more. Maybe not that much. Let's do 1,800. And we're going to click the speed button. Climb 280. There we go. That way we held our climb all the way up, and we held our and we got to our climb speed. So we knocked two birds off with one movement there. I'm landing into YYZ right now. I'll probably join you for Montreal, Quebec. No, we're going to Quebec right now. You probably meant Quebec, Montreal. Yeah, we're debating, guys, if we're going to go. Are we going to do Toronto, Quebec, Quebec, Toronto? Or are we going to go Quebec back to Montreal instead of Toronto? I might do Quebec back to Montreal just because it's a little closer. But we'll see how that goes. Thank you for the subscriptions, guys. Picked up 4 there, so appreciate that. Vert says, loving the CRJ lately. I buttered it into LaGuardia. That's a hard thing to do, so that's awesome. A good thing you're loving it. Joey said, I've been mostly flying the TBM 850. I think you mentioned me to get that. I've been DCSing for a while too, so I haven't been into the MSFS market too much here. Again, guys, going to do my best to try to mute my mic while I cough as much as possible. Universe asks, why can't the CRJ follow the ILS glide slope but can't follow RNAV GPS glide slope? I'll give you a real world answer and I'll give you an Aerosoft answer after. So the real world answer is the most, like 90% of the CRJs, 95% of the CRJs you'll ever fly on, or you'll ever fly if you ever fly it, aren't equipped with a WAS GPS, which means they aren't capable of doing an LPV approach. So an LPV approach is what gives you your localized performance with vertical guidance. It's basically a GPS ILS, and that's the approach that actually has a GPS-based glide path. So a lot of the CRJs aren't equipped with a VNAV button, nor do they have the GPS required to do it. So it actually in real life can't do it unless you're flying an RJ next-gen variant with VNAV equipped. That's through transition. 992 across the board. So that's the first reason. Well, that's the real reason in real life. So only in a 900 NG will it be able to fly an LPV with a glide path from an RNAV GPS. The Aerosoft reason is it's not coded in properly. I think there's like a weird version of it, but it's not correct. So I would do what we do in real life in most cases, which is just the LNAV, the RNAV LNAV minimum only, and you'll have to descend with vertical speed, and we do that all the time. So if we're doing an RNAV approach, again, whoa, guy's loud. Again, if we're doing an RNAV approach and it has an LPV ability, both the airplane and the runway, then we can do LPV, but most times we're doing LNAV minimum with vertical speed. Ian says, thanks for the stream. Kids are doing homework, and I wasn't in the mood for regular TV today. Well, thanks, Ian. Thanks for stopping by. Hope you're enjoying it. we'll be back in the Herc, the C-130 shortly. That's been a really cool plane to get used to. We have a really cool thing that's coming up with the Herc. I got in contact with, actually they got in contact with me, but I think they're in our last stream with part of the dev team. So we're going to have not really an interview or podcast, but we'll be talking to the dev team and how they created the Herc, what's coming up with the Herc, and all that kind of stuff. So some really cool stuff coming up shortly.
7095 on the rollout, vacating Bravo to taxi ramp Bravo Alpha Cube.
Truck traffic, KNS 765, taking up runway 23.
I'm gonna mess with Yoham real quick. I just need his. I need his flight number. Oh wait, I guess you can hear that because I just said it on stream. Plan failed.
TAS 7780, maybe you should refund.
Nah, I'll get to my. Oh, let me push stuck here. Let me call dispatch real quick.
Done.
I always forget to do that. I'm not a dispatcher. I just get up and down the flight plan and go. Alrighty. Looking good, looking good. As it gets darker and darker, we're going to progressively keep bringing these lights lower and lower. Not that low. There we go. We want it as dark as, not as dark as possible, but we want it to be visible, but you also don't want to ruin your night vision outside either. Something cool that came up with the update that I had Hans do is notice that this display brightness affects all these screens, and that's how it is in real life too. They each have their individual brightnesses, so you can configure them as you want if you want to, but this one master display brightness does them all. And before, this only did, I think, these screens or something like that. So now this does everything, which is what it's supposed to do.
Truck traffic, KNS 765, turning left direct Xavier.
Aviation Ryan says, is there going to be another flight after this? Possibly yes. Most likely yes, depending on the time. It's going to be, it's going to be, we're debating between Quebec to Montreal or Quebec to back to Toronto. So I'm kind of leaning towards Montreal because it's a quick little flight, but we'll see how things go. I'm going to put a poll in the chat, guys, to determine what time you want. Some of you guys don't like to watch streams at night or vice versa, so you guys vote on it. Let me know. I'll turn the
Is
compass.
anyone else seeing the two Uniteds on the runway? Is that just me?
Oh, I guess I should get off Toronto's Freak, shouldn't I? 22.8. Go up in there. You're currently reserved? No, Joey. I'm actually just sick. I just today I'm actually on my day off. A couple days ago I had a pairing, but I'm still sick. I've been sick since my vacation. Really, I got sick like the 17th, and I've been sick ever since then. November 17th, and now I'm still sick. But I have a couple flights coming up on the weekend, and hopefully I feel better. But I think I'll be still sick as I still sound sick and act sick and coughing all over the place. So I don't think I'm contagious. I think it's just like residual stuff now. I think we're on like the tail end of it finally. Got it. You're gonna join the next thing, or the next leg? Sweet, sweet, sweet. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's turn these lights down. Holy. They didn't really do anything different. I swear I took the seatbelt sign off. Yeah, it's an auto, but whatever. Alright guys, we got 40 minutes left in the flight plan. Why don't we start configuring ourselves for an arrival into Quebec. So the weather in Quebec is 280, 13 gusts and 22. I got snow, few 2,000, few 7. So visibility shouldn't be a problem. A little bit of dry snow. So depending on what it is, we may need the anti-ice on. We don't have an RCC report, which would be a runway condition code. Lets us know how the runways are in terms of contamination wise. I would assume if it's been snowing, it's probably a 4 or 5 with them cleaning it. But I don't have that information in the sim, so we'll just go without it. Anyways, let's see here. Most likely the 2.4 or 2.9's in use. Not 2.9 for us, that's 57, so I'd elect just to have 2.4 with a bit of crosswind on it. I mean, we could land at 5,700 feet but run length, but might as well just take 2.4. So it'll be the RNAV for RNAV Zulu, runway 2.4. Sorry, yeah, RNAV Zulu 2.4. If you guys want to pull up that chart to follow along, be my guest. The RNAV Zulu in runway 2.4. So let's go ahead and set this stuff up. We got the weather. Let's get our weight. So performance. This is a bug. This should be continuously counting down. 63, 55. There we go. But anyways, that's it should continuously be doing it, but it doesn't in the sim. Zero fuel weight is 63,400, we'll say. And we're predicting to land with 4,000 pounds. Let's see if that matches the flight plan. That does match the flight plan. That's pretty nice. So that puts us at 69,500. We'll call it a 70,000 pound card on the landing card. But I'll plug it in here. Options, no. Performance, takeoff and landing. 69 will give us a bit of fudge factor, 600. VREF, it'll be no reverser required. We'll use idle reverse though. But for calculation purposes, no reverser required. YYQB. Runway 24. No, yes. 24. We'll put dry snow. Refresh. Calculate. Using 5,000 feet. With the dry snow in there, we'll put... yeah, I don't know the level of contamination, so we'll put dual reverse. I don't know how that makes that worse. No reversers, I use 5,000 feet. With reverse thrust, I use 5,600 feet. That doesn't make sense. Anyways, I think we've deduced that that's useless. Go back here. Probably honestly use 4,000 feet. V2 go around, let's put this brighter or less bright there. V2 go around, in the go around is 145, so if you have an engine failure to go around, 145 is our safe speed there. And then our VFTO in the go around is 193. We will set that as well. A VRF of 140 is absolutely diabolical. It's probably around 130, 134 area. Diabolical is my Yoham word of the day. So that's all been set up. Just going to verify. Actually, I'm not going to touch that because it bugs out. Would have set the HCP, by the way, guys, on the departure as well and the arrival, but I'm not using the HUD 1 and 2. It's not modeled in the sim that well, so there's no point. Jody says, do you get sick time in an airline pilot? How does that work? Yeah, we get a lot of, depending on the airline, you get a lot of sick time, actually, because they understand that you're going to be in different countries, different airports all the time, a lot of people around, so you get sick quite a bit. I'm actually pretty thankful. I haven't gotten sick, basically, like, for the most part all year. Like, a couple here and there, a few days, but not like this. So we get most airlines give you about 3 weeks to a month and a half of sick time. After a certain amount of time, though, you need if you take a certain amount of time off, you'll need like notes and things. Just like any employer, you go on short-term leave, but that depends on your employer. But yeah, most airlines give you a ton of sick time. They don't want you flying sick. It's a bad look for them. It's a bad look for you. It's a bad look for the other person, the flight deck, who gets sick. If you have a stuffed nose and you're flying, you can potentially rupture your eardrums, so you might not fly again, depending on the damage that was done to that with medical reasons. So don't fly sick. Departure arrival. We're going to do the RNAV Zulu runway 24. We got BIVT or Bob Duku. I'm not going to pronounce those. We're flying east, so probably BIVT would be good for us. And looks like BIVT is shared with PSAC arrival, so we'll do BIVT as well. That's nice. Go to the legs page here. Iptos Ferret, let's go to the star. We're starting this arrival from Agluk. Then we got Novid. Soy, Kataru. PSAC, let's connect that. That shouldn't be disconnected. Got Gonum below below 16 grand. That's for my, where'd it go? Oh, it doesn't have it in there. Look at that. Okay. Let's do, below 16. There we go. Didn't have it in there. Good thing we're checking. Pibini. Let's see where it takes us now. Where'd it go? Gonum Lomso. No, this is completely wrong. It bypass. Oh no, that's right. Yeah, Lomso. And then Pivco. 210 at 5 is correct. Save in. BIVT max of 210 speed. BIVT, this is into the approach part, not above 4,000 feet, which is correct at 210. Then we got ICDEB, which is 180 knots above 4. The glide path check at Yulboom or Lobom at 2,500 above, which is correct. Kirsek 1220. Runway 24, a ref of 132. Actually, 34. Actually, I think a 69 card. Yeah, we'll do 132. Missed approach 242 to Cavett. And then as required shuttle climb, so it'll be a 204/3,000 feet in the hold. We'll execute all that. Make sure this doesn't turn the wrong way because the Aerosoft has a habit of doing that. Okay, looking good. Our first point of interest today is going to be below 16,000, which is only 700 feet per minute, so we're looking good on that. I'll give you guys a quick briefing here. We'll be descending. Actually, before I do that, let me get my MDA. LNAV MDA is 640 plus the 50 feet is going to be 690 plus it is minus 16 there. So technically in real life we would actually need to do our cold weather corrections because in cold weather the altimeter has a lot of errors in it. So we would have to do a temperature correction for that. But in the sim it's not modeled. But I'll just give myself 700 feet for the MDA. I'll give myself a little extra. It'd probably be more like 720. So let's do 720 there. But yeah, in real life we have a chart. You go to the chart, you temperature correct your MDA there, and all your charted ASL altitudes you have to temperature correct. Anyways, do the PSAC 4 arrival via Algaluk. We've do the restrictions as briefed en route. We'll sequence into the RNAV 24 Zulu via BIV-T. And then via BIV-T, I'll have I'll be fully configured by about 5 miles back from Ulbom at about 4,000 feet. And then our missed MDA of 720 set right, 720 set left. Final port scores of 241. Glide path check is 2,500. And that's pretty good to go. So the way that, I'll give you a brief in a sec, but the way this kind of works, because I kind of sped through it, but the way this kind of works in the RJ when you're doing the vertical speed is you're going to want to get configured pretty early. You could do two methods. You can start descending here and constantly keep descending all the way, but you got to hit all these points. Or you can level off at 4,000 and then 4.5 miles back from Ulbom, you start about an 800 feet per minute descent. Actually, you're going to start about a 1,000 foot per minute descent because it's a bit of a steeper glide path there. There's 3.6 for 3.70. So that's kind of how those two procedures go. You can do a constant descent starting, and you can see it says ICDEP, and once you pass, if you're going to follow the glide path angle, the constant descent method, you're going to pass ICDEB at 4240, and then you're going to be passing Ulwam at 2500. You're passing this at 1220, so you can do a constant, or you can level off at 4,000 this whole way, and then start a descent. Those are the two methods. So we'll be doing the RNAV Zulu runway 24, page 12-3, effective the 31st of October into Quebec City. We got no WAS. Final port scores was 241. Guy pet check Ulbom 2500. MDA of 720. Temp cop set rate 4600 is the MSA based off runway 24. Alt cap. Bring my thrust back a little bit. Misapproach 3,000 feet, track 241 at Cavett, as required shuttle climb. In the event of misapproach, either person called Goron, including ATC. I'll select the toga button, toga thrust, flap 8, gear up. Speed mode, nav mode, gauge shuttle path is 600 feet. And we'll start to retract the flaps around, that's the elevation here, about 1,300 feet. Climb thrust after takeoff checks into the hold at Cavett, unless we get ATC vectored, which we will because I'm vectoring myself. So 100 mile safe altitude is 6,200 feet. And I'm going to go, depending how it looks, I'll probably go with the 4,000 feet fully configured around here, flap 45 gear down, and then start my descent. Just because it's a bit of a steeper descent than I'm used to, so we'll keep it nice and simple. Pappy is on the left, SSALR type lighting. And then 24, we're going to exit left all the way there at hotel. And unless, you know what, actually we're going to exit runway 11 here. And then we'll exit Delta. Probably do that. Fuel-wise, we got an extra 3,000 pounds. Let's make sure that kind of corresponds. -3. Yeah, so probably about an extra 2,500 pounds of extra gas. So if we have to go missed, we can have another attempt at it with fuel. We'll have enough fuel for another attempt to land in Quebec City. And then if that doesn't work out, we're going to Montreal. The weather goes down there as well. No MELs for me. I'm feeling fine for the... Well, I'm just sick. But I'm feeling good enough for simulator flying. And we don't have a trend down there, but I assume there's dry snow. So I'll use a little bit more reverse than idle reverse. A little bit easier on the brakes so we don't slide and skid. Questions, comments, concerns? Consider yourself fully briefed there. Ian says, why the shuttle climb at YQB? I can't imagine is due to MSA issues. It says as required shuttle climb. So if you're at 3,000 and you're over Cavett, you're fine. But if you haven't made it to 3,000, you can shuttle climb there. Yeah, so you because the RJ will get 3,000 by the time we get there. 12 miles, 100%. We'll get to 3,000 feet. We'll get to 3,000 feet in 4 miles, probably. There's a good one in Vancouver where the shuttle climb is required. It doesn't have this as required part, which means you have to do it. See if I can find it. It almost got us. We were doing a recurrent sim. It almost got us actually, but we found it. I think it was nope. It's probably the other side. Yeah, here it is. So, climbing left turn 2,000, 33, intercept radial, VOR, then climb to 3,000 to Georgia, shuttle climb at Georgia to 4,800. That's where it's required. That's Vancouver, though. Alright, we only need 1,600 feet per minute, so we're still, still on schedule here. It's predicting another 24 minutes, 150 miles till we descend. We have a 95 knot tailwind, so we're going to minus 0.9 off our glide path. We might as well do a whole 1 degree off, so we're going to go a 3-degree slope. So this will bring our top of descent closer. See how much closer that is? And we do that because of the tailwind. So now we got 140. It didn't really change all that much. Took off 5 miles. So headwind, every 10 knots of wind, you're going to increase or decrease by 0.1 degree on that path. So in our case, we have 100 knots, so it's a whole degree. And because it's the tailwind, we're going to decrease that number. So we're going to start earlier. And if it's a headwind, we can actually increase that number and start a bit later. Just take note that the wind does decrease as you descend usually, so take that into consideration as well. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Could understand where field elevation at 1,500, but MSA is like 8,000. I'm looking at UBC. Yeah, BC. We're gonna get flight recorders. Wait, we're not gonna get flight recorders started because we're gonna go somewhere else. Disregard. Be sure, guys, if you're just checking in, to press the like button and subscribe if you're brand new. Appreciate you guys stopping in for this. Take a look at the any of the discount codes or affiliates down below as well if you'd like to save some money on anything. Roger, thank you. We're going to change the CTAF. We could basically do it now for the most part. 1865. Let's go back in here and take a look at our speed there. We'll decrease our thrust a wee bit. It's kind of getting a little bit of jumpy lags here and there.
Let me know when you're clear.
Don't really know what caused that.
Roger, Walker 5518. Still on final, approaching the runway.
Oh, that sounded like Lotto for a second, but it wasn't. Appreciate all you guys being here. This is a scenery I've never checked out. This is the scenery I bought from the Indie Builds website. I forgot who made it, but looked really cool. Had our thrust back in there. Thanks for the subscriptions, guys. Appreciate you. Sink our heading bug. Always want to keep sinking that heading bug. These RNAV approaches, especially by yourself in sim, will get pretty busy. So I would do your best to practice them offline. Do a few of them at the same airport with different weather conditions, and then give it a try on VAT sim. If you're going to do everything properly, it gets quite busy, especially if it's full IFR. I'm gonna get a Halls real quick.
Quebec traffic, just now Walker 5518, turning on the taxiway. Quebec traffic.
Turning on the taxiway.
Radar number 1, no delay, climbing 3 times.
Alright, notice for Golem we need only 1800 feet per minute. Pivco at 5 we need 21. So I'm more concerned with this one, to be honest with you. So we're going to wait till that says about 20, about 27, 2000 feet per minute. Is there any icing today? Might encounter some icing, so wait till it says 2600 and then we're going to start down. In case you have any icing considerations down there. The reason I'm going to start earlier in icing considerations is as soon as you turn the wing anti-ice on, your N2, even at idle, your N2 is going to increase by a good 2-3%. So it's harder to slow down at a 3,000 feet per minute descent. Halls, you need the awful taste of Buckley's cough drops. Tastes awful and keeps you from coming around you. Yeah. I don't have any actually. I just got Halls. You're doing a second flight? The plan is to do a second flight, yeah. We're going to plan most likely Quebec back to Montreal. Unfortunately, I didn't have time or remember to update the MK Studios Montreal, but oh well. That's a pretty high nose angle for 0.77. That's not really real. Alright, Pivco wants 25. That one's 24. Wait a little bit longer. We're going to dial in 16,000 to start. Actually, we'll go all the way down to 5. 5,000 set confirmed. That does not correlate with where that is. 11 minutes, 75 miles, it's right on me. 27. Alright, let's start going down now, guys. So, we're going to click our vertical speed button. We're going to go negative 3,000 feet per minute. It's our normal descent. I'm going to bring my thrust to idle. And let her go. Gets really quiet. If you're going based off sound alone in this descent, it'll be very difficult to pick up on an engine failure, other than the master caution and warning and all that stuff. But if it's just sound alone, the engines are 100 feet plus back in the flight deck, got the air conditioning on and all that stuff, you're not going to hear an engine fail. From sound alone anyways. You'll feel it. You might not even feel it. With the centerline thrust and idle thrust, won't be that big of a thing either.
Quebec traffic, Rouge 1850 is descending to flight level 140 on the PFAC for arrival for the RNS Zulu runway 24, Quebec.
Class Jet says, Subsea in chat, how's the CRJ treating you tonight? At DFW waiting for my ride back to ORD. Oh, sorry about that. Have fun in Chicago. We're doing pretty good. Had a little bit of autopilot mess ups near the beginning there, but just the normal stuff. Took manual control and figured it out. And now we're just descending into Quebec City, RNAV Zulu 24. Quebec air traffic's Jazz 7780, approximately 100 miles to the west. 31,000, 75,000 PSAC 4, transition the RNAV Zulu 24 via BIFTY. Wow. Oh no, you caught a little something. Oh, I've been sick. Yeah, I've been sick for the last week and a half. It won't go away. I was sick on my vacation. I was sick during everything. It's super annoying. It's not like I'm not like bedridden, but I'm not like 100%, and I cough every like 10 seconds. I don't know. That doesn't look like that looks a lot steeper than 3,000 a minute. I don't think we're that nose down, but that has to be adjusted too, I think. But I'll have to take a look next time. Nothing worse than sick on vacation. Oh, sorry, man. No, it's not your fault, man. I appreciate that. Nobody's fault other than the person that got me sick. So we're having some hauls and trucking along. That's how you do it. All right, let's get ready. The altimeter setting will be down there, 998. Appreciate all the best wishes and likes and subscribes and all that great stuff. Thank you for stopping by and staying with me here. Thank you to the channel members as well. I appreciate all your members and partners. Mr. Sam, welcome. Mr. Sam Guilford, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Glad to see you here. There's a transition 998. That's looking good. So to be below GOM, we need 500 a minute, which we're at 3,000 a minute, which is more than enough. And then PIFCO wants 1,800 a minute, which is great. I'm hoping this becomes 1 to 1,200-ish thousand required once we're around 12,000 feet, which will allow me to slow down for 250. So everything's looking good. Meeting all the restrictions as I need to. It's okay, guys. If your descent as well, if you accelerate up here to 320, it does that in real life all the time. It's fine to just let it kind of gotta go. Obviously, don't let it go in the red, and keep in mind if you have icing, then you might it might speed up a bit more. But that's perfectly fine. We're gonna bleed it all off once we do our 12 at 12. Thank you for those subscribers you just picked up. Appreciate you. Go back traffic, Jazz 7780 is 20, crushing 60 miles to the west. 11 descending 5,000, PSAC 4 arrival. BIV2 transition in RNAV 24. Wanchiku. I don't know if I said your name properly, but welcome, welcome. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. Thanks for subbing as well. Cam, welcome, welcome. Well, really late. Didn't think making food would take that long. Oh, no worries, my friend. What'd you eat? Just a little above. We're going to crack the boards open just a little bit. Going to go 1, 2 click, 3, 4 click, 5, 6 click on the boards. And maybe the last final 2, just to get under 250 knots there. Perfect. Bring those boards nicely up. Awesome. And we can match what it wants. We're through 10,000 as well, so 5,000 watts, 800 a minute. We'll just keep it 1,000 a minute for now. Lights on through 10. The pressurization is good for Quebec. Double dings there. The altimeters are all correct across the board as well. Let's lower that display brightness a little bit. Lower that display brightness a little bit. Perfect. Add a little bit of thrust to go back to 250 there. We're going to box our message here. There we go. When you about to start your descent, what leg did you choose your reference on VS path? That's a good question, Julian. So, because Golem was below 16, that one I start with, but then I look at the next one, because I can be below something pretty easily. The aboves are a bit interesting, but you can be below something pretty quickly, and then I look at the next one. So, for this example, this was below 16,000. The next one is 210 at 5,000, which is an at 5,000. So I want to be at 5 at 210 speed. So this is pretty easy to be below. So I kind of more focused on the next waypoint after the below waypoint there. So I focused on pivot or whatever it's called, PICVO. You can kind of play the game, a bit of an energy management game. But if you get it right, it works out. A good question though. Now do it in French? Yeah, no, we're not doing it in French. I can't speak French. We got fried rice. That's good, man.
And Quebec traffic, Rouge 1850, turning right base, downwind for runway 24. Quebec.
It does look cold here. I think it's minus 20 from the METAR. It's colder where I am. It's colder than where I am as well. Awesome sounds. Listen to this. Beautiful sounds, man. Boris did an amazing job on the sounds. All right, let's start slowing for 210. Actually, we don't really have to. Notice I'm descending at 1,000 a minute. It wants 600 a minute. We're going to be level a good probably 3-ish miles. This airplane doesn't decel as quickly as it does in real life when it's level. So I'll just pull idle now and let her slowly come down to 210 here. There's a missed approach point right there. Cavet, that's how far it is off the right. Looking like it's going to be maybe in or just below the icing conditions there. There's Quebec City. Or airport at least. There's 6 for 5,000 feet. We're going to let this speed nicely drain back to 210.
Quebec traffic, Rouge 1850, 20 mile final for runway 24.
20 mile final?
Quebec.
Oh my gosh. Alright. I'm coughing here. 20 mile final. Is that how far this puts you? No way. Chart puts you at 12. That's just traffic. Alts cat. Still got tons of time to slow down, so better to do it earlier than later though. We have all this distance to slow from 250 if we were still there to 210. Let's go flap 1. We're under 230 knots. Now it slows even quicker. Spoilers are retracted. We're going to increase our thrust just to catch it there at 210. Now, something I'm really proud of. Let's see if it's still here. I'm really proud of the way we got this flight model to work. You know what? It'll do it when we're slower, but at flap 1 at 190, you'll see it more aggressive. In real life, the pitch can be sometimes up there at 7 degrees, so sometimes we'll even use flap 8, just so we're not hanging with our nose up in the air too much. But it decreases a bit of the angle of attack. It's not really that big of a fuel hit either, if any. But we'll keep the flap 1 for right now. There's the leading edge slats there. Flap 1's out. I had to extend was a little high. Oh, no worries, no worries. It's going to get below freezing tonight and snow a bit where I am. That sucks. What settings do you use when it comes to V-Sync and G-Sync? All off. All off. G-Sync's off, V-Sync's off. I'll break these a little brighter. There we go. 1 click is all you need. Alright, 210 at 5. The next one's going to be 4,000. I'll preset 4,000 for us as we're leveled off. Alt is hold. Still at 210 knots. Quebec traffic, 7780 is basically a right down wind runway 24, 5,000 feet, Quebec.
Quebec traffic, Rouge 1850, 10 mile final for 24.
This should work out quite well. I don't see Mr. Dom, but he has to be somewhere in there. Oh, is that him? I think I see him. It's very hard to get him. It's a little, just tiny light. Yeah, I think that's him there, racing across. Now, in real life, you could honestly offer, probably more in the day, I'd be more inclined to do it, but you can offer, you can tell a controller, hey, runway's in sight, and they might actually sequence you in for a visual approach to get you even lower and get you even tighter, instead of having to go 12 miles out and turn back and all that. Might need some
Quebec
cowl.
traffic, Rouge 1850, 2 mile final call, Quebec.
Yeah, we'll just, shouldn't really need it, but let's just throw the cowls on. Actually, do wings and cowls right now. We're probably not going to enter that stuff, but we'll have it on. Like, it's good to get your anti-ice on prior to entering the cloud. It's anti-ice, not de-ice, so it's preventative. So we'll get all the anti-icing on now, just in case we happen to go in it. It's 5 for 4,000. Yes, thanks. It only wants 400 a minute. That one's 2,500 a minute. Let's just start down now. Vertical speed will be 1,000. That's too much. Yeah, I'm kind of wishing I actually stayed up there. Oh well, we'll go down to 4. Because it's actually, I'm actually more concerned with that number. But whatever. What's done is done. So I'm going to go with the method that I'm going to be here 4,000 feet fully configured and then start my descent. I'm wishing I stayed up at 5 and then started my descent around here, alt cap 4,000, around here, and then passing all the waypoints in a constant descent, not leveling off at all. But that's okay, whatever. Okay, icing shouldn't be a risk anymore, so we'll go wings and cowls off.
Rouge 1850 vacated runway 24, Quebec.
Oh, speaking of ice, I had the ice message pop up right as I was spooling up the engines for takeoff out of Cleveland earlier. That's funny. In the RJ, it gave me an ice light when there was, it wasn't really icing conditions. I had that too. It was kind of weird. Here comes the turn. I'm gonna go flap 8. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. It's completely turned the wrong way. Let's turn that autopilot off.
And Quebec traffic, Rouge 1850 is going to be taxiing to apron 1 via Golf Delta Delta 1. Quebec.
Yeah, I saw it happening. I was wanting to turn right for some strange left for some strange reason. Let's re-input that there. Let's throw the autopilot back on, see if it'll take it. Man, this airplane, you gotta watch this thing more than the real one. That's for sure. She'll try to get you killed. Alright, 180, we're already flaps 8, so that's fine. Lag, awesome. Quebec traffic, it's Jazz 7780, right base 24, 12 miles to the north. 25, it's already there, so it's going to be a pretty quick chop and drop this approach, that's for sure. It's not doing the best with holding the altitude, but that's okay. Okay, now it's turning the right way. That's good. We're passing 180 above 4. Let's go gear down. Flap 20. Speed of 160. We're going to dial in a couple numbers higher than where we are. Vertical speed 1,000 feet per minute. Flap 30, 156. Runways in sight visual. Vertical speed of 600. And flap 45. You need to be, and these RNAV approaches via our SOPs at least, we've got to be fully configured before we hit that FAF point. In this case, U-bomb. So fully configured, gear down. Let's get the reverses armed. Get the landing lights all on. And give the chime to flight attendants as well. But it's better when you have 2 people in here. Now what we're going to do is once we pass under 3,000 feet, that's our missed approach altitude. So we're going to set 3,000 once we're under it. Or else if I set 3,000 now, it'll level off. So I don't want to do that. This says 600, this says 400. That snowflake says high. We're gonna go with, we'll go between, we'll do 500. You just can't cross this at below 2,500 feet. We're below 3,000 feet, I'm gonna give it a little bit of time. We're gonna set this to 3,000. Missed approach is set for 3,000 feet. I've got gear 3 green, and we got the reverses armed, spoilers are retracted, we're clear to land, everybody's seated, belts are on, good to go. Passing 25, that worked out quite well. The next one wants 500 a minute, we're doing 600 a minute, that's fine. Pappies are all red. And we got quite a significant wind off the right. So what we're going to do on landing here, guys, at about 15 to 10-ish feet, 10 to 15-ish feet, I'm going to add left rudder and right aileron. Left rudder to align the nose back with the runway, and then right aileron to counteract, first of all, that rudder, and also counteract that pretty stiff right wind that we got going on. Alright guys, before I forget, let's get my camera up for you. That light is so bright, I can barely see my screen anymore, but that's fine. A little bit of thrust. A little bit of bumps and turbulence there. I'm going to go autopilot disconnected. It's doing a terrible job at it. And we're just going to fly visually here. Flight director's off. I'm going to reestablish myself on the Pappies. Ice? No. I refuse to believe you. In real life, don't do that. But in the sim, I refuse to believe you. Quebec traffic, it's Chaz 7785 mile final, runway 24. Gonna work ourselves back onto those Pappies there. I don't know if the Pappies are correct in this sim, if the RNAV is wrong in this sim, but there's always something broken with glide paths and such. Alright, ice is staying. We'll give you wings and cowls. There you go. Might make the landing actually better because you have an increased thrust. So, gonna correct our center line here. That's checked. It is SOP for most operators to get rid of their, put their flight director to standby mode once they're just before the FAF. Actually, sorry, it's just before the MDA. My mistake there. I did a little early. But in the sim, they're quite useless in the sim, so I'll just get rid of them. Okay, correcting high. Doesn't look all that. Well, that's a lot of calls. Landing. Visual landing. Correcting speed. Yeah, these Pappies are super, super sensitive, guys, in the sim. It takes a lot more to go between these lights than I'm doing right now.
300.
Fighting these winds.
300.
Thank you. Oh, that was weird. That view was weird. Correcting back on the center line here.
100.
Correcting speed as well.
50. 40. 30. 20. 10.
Engage our reverses there. Pretty terrible approach in my opinion, but whatever. There's the reverse. Start applying our brakes. Gonna increase my right yoke into the wind there. I'm gonna get back on the center line. Might turn this off next time so I can see my screen. Alright, we're gonna have a little bit more brakes here to get off the runway. Quebec traffic, Jazz 7780 is exiting runway 11, then exiting left Delta. I kind of forgot what the taxi was. I just made it up. I'm pretty sure it's Delta. Yeah, the landing was pretty good. Just the approach could have been flown a little better. But there was a lot of weird moments where I needed quite a lot of... oh, I'm getting that bug where it doesn't turn. There we go. Stow the reverses there. I said stow the reversers. Appreciate you. There we go. Exit left. Turn the cameras off so I can see my screen. A little bit of the brakes here before I take this turn. There we go. As it is simulating, it might be snowy, so you don't want to go ripping. Once we're clear of the short line, I will go ahead with the after landings. Oh, it is Delta. Good, I remembered. Alright, pretty close taxi to the gate, so we're basically going to rip up the AP pretty quick. So why don't we start getting our after landings out of the way. Flaps all the way up. Landing lights all off. Strobe light, wing inspection. Start up our APU. Transponder at this airport can be put to standby as well. It's a very interesting airport for that reason. And our wings and cowls can get turned off as well. There's no ice. I don't know why it has that. There's no ice in Thanks, Simple. Appreciate you being here. I'm gonna pick a random gate because I don't care where they park. I don't know where. And so I'm just gonna pick a random gate. Pick it next to Dom over there. Unless I just went the completely wrong way. No, we're good. Sure, I probably could have went straight and then right, but whatever. Yeah, that's pretty real. That's how useless that is. AP's on 100%. Check our electrics. It's ready to go. We've been 2 minutes at idle thrust. I'm going to take this turn and we're going to shut on our left engine here. Can't really see. There we go. And we'll grab the left fuel pump as well. Bing, 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 bing. Should have went to dim on the lights there. There's dim. Master cautions are bright. AP's picked up the load. So now our right engine only. The Vasties have always lacked the pink transition between red and white, which is pretty useful. Yeah, it's useful. The other thing is they're so sensitive. It means like 50 feet and you're already in like 4 reds or whatever. It's not that easy in real life. You gotta like really mess up to get to all whites. So in flight sim, I don't really trust them. The glide path is pretty terrible too. The glide path and glide slopes and ILSs are really bad in the sim. What gate is this? Oh, not FCR. What gate's that one? Gates are so high I can't see them. Anyways, taxi light out. $20, I think. Maybe 30? I'm gonna go 30 because there's no 20. Just put someone here. There we go. Jeez. Alright, parking brake on. Oh, we did actually get, look at that. I don't know why the ice built up. There's windshield heat as well, but sometimes you get a little, like, tiny little bit. I've never seen that. Never. Especially in the weather we just flew through. There shouldn't be anything there. Anyways, parking brake's on. AP is on as well. It's carried over the load. We can go ahead and bring over that guy. Belts off, fuel pump off, hydraulic pump off. I said off. Beacon light can come. I can't. Off. There we go. Steering switch off. Let's clear those. Steering switch off. We can open the door. And we're ready to go for the next one. Yeah, the landing was pretty good, Cameron. Just the approach got a little high, a little fast near the end there, but we caught her in. That's why I left her for the longer runway. I've been thinking of picking up those Bravo mods. Curious, are you happy with them? They're pretty good. I'll be honest. I have Protest Sim CRJ review. Sorry, and they are pretty cool to have. They are, however, like in my review, I'll be completely honest. Even though I am partnered with them, both my throttles were broken. I paid for my RJ throttles. Both of them were broken on when I got them. The first one was broken. Then I said, "Hey, this is broken," and then he said he'll send me a new one, which he did, and that one was broken too. So they're very expensive for the quality. I'll say that they are really cool. But yeah. Okay, ground power is taking the load. We can shut the APU off here. Get the ground air. There we go. Everything's looking good. You know what, guys, due to my voice, I might have to end it here. My voice is kind of starting to go. Oh, I didn't even finish the poll. I forgot about the poll. You guys wanted, oh, live. Okay. So we did live time either way. Quebec. This is the Indie Build scenery I just bought. I don't think it's Indie Builds themselves. Let me check which one I paid for here. When you're at your gate, could you show your hardware curve in setting? All zero. We built the flight model to allow you to have zero curve. You need nothing anymore. Unless you have a joystick default or defect. Other than that, it's all zeros. It's all zeros. Look at the frost on the, the nose. Yeah, no, I've never... And my time spent in the RJ, I've never seen that. I've never seen that at all. Yeah, it's pretty unrealistic, but especially for the weather we're flying through. I can understand if we flew through some pretty like strong icing conditions, but no, not a chance. What was I gonna say? It was the tally mods, Quebec. That's this one. Pretty cool. You know it's Canada if there's a Tim Hortons. Okay, what's crazy is this thing is actually here. Like this type of a thing is actually here. A&W. Okay, we're in the right area. Some gift shops. Yeah. Pub and grill. Has to be a Tim Hortons here somewhere. This is on the domestic side. I don't even know actually if we're on domestic or the US side. Well, we can actually go downstairs. Did I just see that right? Or no? Wow, it's so quick. Oh, lag. Oh, it's not lagging, I'm just stuck. Or is it lagging? No, I'm just stuck. Anyways, couldn't find the Tim Hortons. Tally models. Yeah, it's really good. United Rampy, welcome. Thanks for stopping by, my friend. Simple Takeoff says, rest up, feel better. Thanks, appreciate that. Take care, CFI, feel better. Thank you, appreciate that. Thank you so much. All the kind wishes. Thank you all the channel members as well. Appreciate all you guys. Thanks for the subscriptions, getting 2 more, and thanks for all the likes as well. Yeah, just because my voice is starting to go, I'm probably gonna end it here. I did want to keep going, but I'm probably gonna end it here just so I don't overdo it. And then yeah, we'll probably have some more streams coming up in the near future with the Hercules and that kind of stuff in DCS World. I have a cool stream planned with some developers of the Herc in DCS World, so stay tuned for that, where we're going to get their input on how they built it, maybe what's coming up next, hopefully, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, keep in mind, or keep watching the channel, do what you do and liking all that crazy stuff. We're gonna have some developer stream coming up soon, not really an interview style, but a little bit here and there. We'll be flying the Herc and talking about it, so keep an eye on it for that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, DCS World is a combat flight sim, and a new company's released their C-130 Hercules mod or module. I think it retails for $65, $69 right now. So I have a couple streams on channel about that, and we're gonna have the developers who made it come talk to us about it on stream, or maybe a video format. We're gonna figure it out. So anyways, thank you so much, Dom, for flying with us. And Yom says, feel better soon. Appreciate you. Love you. Love you. What? I don't know what that means. I'll have to have you tell me what that means later. Freaking rest up. Take it easy and see you around. Thanks, Ian. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed it as well. Sigma stream. Get better, Pookie. Cool. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything here. What are your gates? Could you show your hardware? My sim field plane much talked about that. Been thinking of, make sure on version 2.1 as well, Julian. If you're on 2.1, then you'll need a lot of curve, but make sure on version 2.1 of the CRJ. I've been thinking of picking up those Bravo mods. Read that one. I think I read pretty much everything for the most part. Oh, I didn't read Sam Guilford's question for you. Is a constant descent more fuel efficient compared to a constant step down altitude constraint approach? So I didn't really do a step down. I just leveled off at the very beginning and then it was a constant descent all the way. A step down would be more like leveling off at 4, then leveling off at 25, then leveling off at 2020. So doing that, but we did 4,000 all the way consistently down. But the constant descent from right from BIV-T, right at the start of the transition in the approach would be technically more fuel efficient by a little bit, by some margin, not by much, but it is technically, and it's just kind of cooler and slicker and cool. Yeah, but yeah. Have you tried the Sim Update 4 beta? The main thread CPU performance is way better. I'm on Sim Update 4 right now. Yeah, we're on Sim Update 4 right now. With that, guys, we are going to end it there. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I don't know why they pulled the bridge, but they pulled the bridge. And I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Great turnout today. Thanks, Dom, for flying. And yeah, we will see you guys in the next one. Have a good rest of your night. Bye-bye for now.